Welcome to the Lauren Blackwell channel.
There's nothing about the behavior of Taylor Boseman or Taylor Ledward that leads me to think that she's trying to keep Chadwick's money all to herself. I don't know why this had to be handled by the courts, because it seems like things were being handled the way you would expect, right? With Chadwick's whatever was left of his money being split 50-50 between Taylor Ledward and Chadwick's parents, Leroy and Caroline Boseman. I'm wondering if perhaps the problem that the brothers have, because I learned that it is the brothers that are bringing this court case against Taylor, Chadwick's wife. I think the problem they have is that they're not getting part of the residuals that Chadwick will be getting, and I wonder if that is what they really want, because based on what we have heard, Taylor, Chadwick's wife, has already split the wealth evenly between herself and Boseman's parents. So let me backtrack a little bit, just in case anybody is not aware of what is happening. So Taylor Boseman petitioned to be the representative for Boseman's estate, and she had a case with probate court, and she petitioned, she became the representative, and she split Chadwick's wealth 50-50 between herself and Chadwick's parents. Now, the amount that she split was the amount that was left after legal fees were paid and any other debts that Chadwick owed, because Chadwick owed some amount of money in taxes as well. Initially, what he was worth at the time that he died was about $3.8 million, right? And so out of that, Chadwick was owing some money in taxes, not a lot. It was about $51,000. So after his wife became the representative of Chadwick's estate, she paid the taxes, the $51,000 taxes that Chadwick owed. And then there were some probate case that had legal fees associated with it, which was about $900,000. She paid that as well. And we also know that she had to spend about $70,000 on Chadwick's funeral, which the funds for his funeral was supposed to come out of his estate, and because she did not have access to it at the time, she paid it out of pocket. And because she paid it out of pocket, she took the money back out of Chadwick's estate before she did the 50-50 split. So by the time all of these fees, these legal fees and taxes and everything was paid, the amount that was remaining of Chadwick's wealth was about $2.3 million. It is this $2.3 million that she split 50-50 between herself and Chadwick's parents, Leroy and Caroline. And so each of them got $1.15 million, as in Leroy and Caroline got 1.15, and then Taylor, Chadwick's wife, got 1.15 million. However, we don't know what the agreement was for Chadwick's residuals. We don't know how much residuals he's going to be getting. And remember, Chadwick Boseman did not have a will. And because he did not have a will, and his wife is the representative for, his estate now. And she is his wife, so naturally the residuals would go to her. We don't know what the news is regarding the residuals, like what she's going to be doing with it. Is she going to split it with the parents as well? We don't know about that. So I am wondering if it is the residuals that is causing this friction between the wife, Taylor, and Chadwick's brothers. Because based on what we've heard, it is the brothers that are spearheading this lawsuit against Taylor. And they're suing the lawsuit is regarding getting more money or perhaps getting more control of Chadwick's estate. Because according to court documents, they said that this issue that is unresolved regarding the family, Chadwick's wife, and Chadwick's estate, they said this issue is causing them to miss out on opportunities that they could be benefiting from using Chadwick's name and the good reputation that he has built, and basically his standing in the industry. They could still use it to do lots of things that would bring them some financial success, right? So that is part of what they're suing for. So now I'm wondering, is it the residuals they're suing for, or are they suing for control? Perhaps they want control, because when they have control of his estate, they possibly will also have a lot more control on what they do with his name, his likeness, his image, his reputation, etc. I also have a feeling that it is not the parents that are spearheading this whole lawsuit thing, but the brothers are. As a matter of fact, this is an assumption. I don't know for a fact, but I think that Derek, the eldest one, might be the brain behind this whole lawsuit thing. I don't know why. There's just something about Derek that kind of makes me question. Okay, I don't want to say anything because I don't know the guy personally, and I don't want to cast aspersions on him, but I don't know. There's just something about Derek. I'll just leave it at that. Oh, by the way, Derek, the eldest brother, is a pastor. And Derek is the one with the purple outfit in some of these pictures that I have showing the brothers taking pictures, with Taylor, Chadwick's wife. And so basically, I don't understand why this lawsuit exists, if not for control and maybe residuals. Well, whoever's in control gets to determine what happens with Chadwick's residuals and whatever else may be created, any other projects that may be created in Chadwick's name that can bring in more money. Whoever is in control can control that. So I am wondering if that's what they're really fighting for. Because as far as the wealth that Chadwick Boseman left behind, it makes sense the way that his wife has handled it so far, where he paid off everything that he owed and all the taxes, all the legal fees, and everything else was split evenly between herself and his parents. Because remember, Chadwick did not have a will. So we don't even know if he wanted his parents to get 50% of this. Perhaps it was the wife that took it upon herself to give them 50%. And it does not seem like the brothers got anything out of this. So I doubt that they're very happy about it. So I don't know, maybe that factors as well into this legal drama that the brothers now have with Taylor. Besides the residual income that Chadwick's family is going to get and the actual money that he left behind, I don't know what other properties that Chadwick may have had, but if he accumulated a lot of other assets in the form of property, it is now, as the representative, it is Taylor's responsibility and role to manage Chadwick's assets, and it is her responsibility to distribute them according to the laws of whatever states they lived in. It is also her responsibility to make sure that whatever he owes are paid off. Sometimes when you have assets, they are leveraged. And when you have a lot of leveraged assets and then you pass away, whoever's responsible for handling your assets has to make sure that whatever they decide to do with the assets, if they want to keep the assets in the family, then whatever is owed does not get forgotten to where you stand a chance of losing the assets, right? So it's a lot of responsibility, which is what the wife has taken on. And I have a feeling that Taylor and Chadwick had this conversation before he passed away. Because if you guys remember, after he fell sick, because they were engaged until he fell sick, he was diagnosed, and his illness had actually progressed significantly before they got married. And so there is a reason why he decided to marry her after his illness got that serious. I don't know why he planned up to the point of making sure that he married her and gave her a lot more of a role in handling his assets. Like, he took care of that, but for some reason he did not write a will, and I don't understand why. Like, why do people do that? Because obviously his illness was slow enough to where he saw the end coming, because he had his brother Derek talked about a conversation he had with Chadwick, where Chadwick was talking about he's in the fourth quarter of his life, as in he's at the end of his life, and his brother said he was going to pray for him, etc. So they had those conversations. So he saw the end coming. It was like, it's slow. That's typically slow with the illness that he has. So you can see it coming and you have all of the time to think. Okay, he wasn't working a lot towards the end. He had time to think. And I have a feeling that he thought long and hard about putting his fiance, because Taylor was his fiance at the time, putting his fiance in a position to handle a lot of the responsibilities about his estate, and which is why, in order for her to have that power, he decided to marry her. I don't think the marriage was just okay, we've been together for so long and this illness is not gonna go away, so let's get married. I don't think that decision was taken that lightly. I think they put a little bit more thought into them getting married, and part of that was in order for his fiance Taylor to have the authority to handle his affairs the way that he would want her to handle it. She would have to be his wife, she had to have that legal standing. And so I feel like that is why they decided to get married. The question now is, if they put that much thought into them getting married so that she can have the power to handle his affairs, why did he not take the time to write a will? Why do people do this? We've seen this so many times, where someone who is successful and has a lot of wealth and assets would just not have a will. We saw it with Prince. Now, Prince was not ill for a long period of time, so I don't know. I don't think he saw his end coming. So it may have taken him by surprise, but for God's sake, Prince has been wealthy for a very long time. We're talking about decades, okay? And then for people like this, right, they're not just working and getting a paycheck in their accounts and that's it. They have accountants, they have people that help them invest their money. So they have these conversations over and over. So their knowledge of their finances and how it's handled is not like the average person. And yet, for some reason, they will pass away and not have a will. So many celebrities that have passed away have had this happen to them, or to their families where they pass away and then their family get into this fight where they're fighting over their assets because they did not leave a will. And there's a lot of people where if they're married, right? They're married, they have a spouse. Even though the spouse is handling matters, a lot of the times the siblings still want to step in and take control of certain things that's already been handled by the spouse. And it makes me wonder, like, what do they think the role of a spouse is? Do they think the role of a spouse just ends as soon as the person dies? I mean, I think people have a difficult time understanding that spouses actually have a lot of authority over their partners even after the partner has passed away, especially if the spouse is a woman. A lot of the time, the family will want to step in and try to control things and have it such that they get to determine how their dead relatives' assets are handled, even though the spouse is already handling it and is quite capable of handling it. Like in this case, I think she did a really good job from what we've learned, if that's really the way she handled it, by giving the parents half of it. I think she handled it really well. Everything just seemed so neat and tidy with the way she went about it. Okay, paying off everything that he owed, all the legal fees, and then she took the cost of the funeral, which I'm assuming none of the siblings helped pay for that funeral, because if they pitched in to pay for the funeral, she would not have had to cover the cost all by herself. And she took back the money that she spent on the funeral, as she should, because the funds for his funeral should come from his estate. A lot of the time, that's just the way this works. You don't have a bunch of money and assets, and then you pass away, and then people have to scramble around to find money for your funeral. No, the funds for your funeral will come from your estate. So I think she did the right thing when she decided to take back the $70,000 that she spent on his funeral, and whatever was left was split evenly, except the brothers did not get anything. And I wonder if that's what's driving them to want to have this case with her where they want more control, because Chadwick's wealth will not stop coming in just because he has passed away. He worked a lot. He did a lot of work. He's going to get some residual income from some of his work, and he probably had some more works they can probably do some more stuff with his name or his image or something that can generate income. And so it's not as if all of the money just stops coming in right away. And I think that it is the control of anything else that can be done with Chadwick's name and image that the brothers want control of. I don't know. It's just not, it doesn't seem like a nice thing that they're doing, like taking his wife to court like this. I don't know. I don't know the full story, so I don't want to put the blame on either side, but it's just not looking good for the brothers. And I strongly believe that it's not the parents that are pushing this. I'm not getting the vibes, but we don't know yet. We just heard about the news recently. When we get more on this story, I guess we'll understand better why they had to go to court, and it wasn't something that they could have resolved outside of court. But anyway, we'll see how it unfolds. But it's really sad though, the way people, like family members, take themselves to court when one person dies just because that person has wealth and assets, and all of a sudden people cannot agree anymore and they begin to fight and things just fall apart. It's really sad. But anyway, that's all I have on Taylor and Chadwick Boseman. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.